Welcome to Vodhalla.
And we'll have to see how it goes as we get into our second losers top 8 matchup. And Java and Pugsy are ready to go, and Java's ready to go with that hammer already within the first 10 seconds.
Java also just proving how good of a Vodhalla that he is, but also Pugsy is just on a roll today, is feeling it with the spring, I was about to say spring-flavored axe, and also I'm pretty sure that's the Roman Reigns hammer. So Pugsy got some drip compared to Java, who just prefers to walk in default Vodhalla. You gotta respect it sometimes. Punishes the D-Seg with a D-Light Sair. Chase dodge all the way off stage against Axe. Axe both ground pound and recovery, since they cover your full hurt box. You really don't want to be around them. So Java still chooses to approach Pugsy off stage quite bravely, but it's not completely for free. Gets hit by an end light and almost by a weapon throw. Pugsy choosing to aim after the D-Light, choosing to hit a recovery instead of a ground pound, but it doesn't matter. Makes up for it with a Sair, quickly sending Java down to that second stock. Pugsy not looking too bad. Orange on that first stock. Java has kind of shown a mastery of hitting early stocks, so whether or not Java is able to throw Pugsy off stage, force him in uncomfortable situations could be key here, but so far Java's been chipping away quite decently. Just needs a quick little combo, and does it, using the soft platform turret for 2 D-Lights on this sword. Pugsy is on his last few breaths of this stock right here, but is keeping it quite nicely. No matter how Java tries to approach and keep up the storm, keep up the barrage of attacks, Pugsy is just always able to respond back. That's why sometimes playing defensively is not always a bad thing, because it means you get to control the game speed, and that's why playing defensively can be so beneficial. And it's really it's not inherently a bad thing, but it is inherently a bad thing if you are Java right now. Stocks white 1 to 3 red.
I'm just thinking about it right now. Most of the time when players see like another opposing player, let's just say for example, if people see Java's, people see Pugsy's taros, right? And they kind of get ingrained in their brain of like, okay, well, this player, if I see this player, we know it's this, like, let's just say for example, Java facing Pugsy. Pugsy's used to beating Java, let's just say. Java more than likely will have in his mindset that skin layout, and he'll know that it's Pugsy. I mean, it's kind of hardwired in your brain a little bit. I can't imagine players facing Java and Java playing default Vodhalla and playing experimental or ranked and not thinking of Java. But either way, I mean, right now we got Pugsy having a 1 stock lead. Now it is even stock lead over Java. But yeah, Java's coming back 2 stocks, but we gotta keep in mind Java is in the orange red of that final stock, and Pugsy is going to take full advantage of that going forward here. And Java with sword recovery nair, trying to lead into something. And it looks like stop side air by Pugsy is gonna land, and we might have a knockout option unless Java swaps things into their favor.
Things were in favor for Java for quite a while because of the way that he was able to bring this closer and closer to an even game, and it looks like we have an even game, but only for a few seconds as Pugsy hits a nice Sair, letting him get the first point in the set. Java coming very close to the reverse 3-0. That character pick happened quite quickly, looking like Tech 9. That happened at the speed of sound. Java still on the default Vodhalla, and we're waiting to see what maps he strikes. It's also very interesting to notice what maps he leaves. We're still going right back to Small Mammoth Fortress, but Java left. It's hard to tell what kind of maps Java wants, because he left some platforms, he left some maps with a lot of platforms, he left some maps with no platforms at all. So it's a little hard to tell what he wants specifically, but we know for a fact Pugsy wants Mammoth Fortress. So we're having a perfect run back of the last game, and Pugsy is also happen to have a perfect run back of the last game, but Java not so much. Java's just not going to have a perfect mirror of that that last stock, because that last stock took 2.5 stocks from Pugsy, but Pugsy is about to take a whole stock. from Java. That ground pound very nicely placed is actually going to put him quite in a comfortable lead. I know I praised Java earlier for being just a master at taking early stocks, but Pugsy having a complete reversal and just trying to cancel out Java's second stock already. Pugsy is already starting to maybe get some work done on another 2-stock lead. It is very doable right now.
You know what I'm thinking is going on right now? Java may not be playing his best because we know him for the yellow Bodvar, right? They're just playing default now. They're not playing the yellow. They're not playing the red Bodvar that a lot of people know them for. Maybe that's starting to impact the gameplay here. I don't know, but there we go. As they say that, Java gets that side air on the Pugsy. Pugsy has no jumps. Is unable to come back to that ledge. And Java will take a stock off of Pugsy, but we'll have to see what happens here going forward. But minute 30 in, Java's very low on that final stock, or second stock there. And then Pugsy comes in with the axe side air knockout on the Java's second stock, and Pugsy's got the lead.
Now, as Java is just trying to stand his ground, maybe not so much. Java has been a very offensive player, but just like we talked about earlier, being a defensive player is never inherently wrong. Pugsy playing just a little bit more defensively and able to get more of those punishes. There we go, punishes an approach with an Endlight, and is also trying to punish more of these Sares, but Java is just trying to out-aggress Pugsy, fishing for maybe a dare, a ground pound, a Sare, a D-Light, a recovery, anything. I'll just keep on listing on words until Java hits one of the things that I say. Russian Mafia for all I care. Pugsy is actually able to hit up a hammer stomp dare, not quite enough to send to the top of the screen. Pugsy with a stomp Sare is enough to send Java off stage. Java is able to recover and unfortunately mis-aims the weapon throw. Java unable to make it back. Pugsy is currently... What is happening? First, Luna goes down, and now Java is at a huge risk of going down. Right now, Bane's bans the exact same maps. We're having the same setup. Java just needs to have a huge shift in his mental. When nothing changes from the past game... Yeah, when nothing changes from the past game and the losing player just agrees to that, saying, yeah, we can have a perfect run back, the losing player is going to have a huge mental shift to try to play differently. So we're going to have to look very closely how Java's moving, how Java's schmoving, and it looks like we could be seeing that improvement as Pugsy, who was playing so dominantly earlier, is having a bit of a harder time around this hammer.
Yeah, and another thing as well, Java is not a player that usually gets 2-0 over, right? In general, right? Like, Pugsy is 2 rounds over Java, and I don't know if something changed in Java's mentality after facing Pierre, but right now, I mean, Pugsy is just absolutely going crazy on to Java. That weapon throw into Nair lands very, very well, and we might see a sword combo by Java. No punish. We see Pugsy with the weapon throw. Doesn't punish anything right after that, though. This is the dare. Java with the counter side air. An off-edge down signature comes in, lands, and now we see Java with a little bit of a lead over Pugsy currently.
A lead is always welcome considering where Java has been the past few minutes of this set, but it's a very, very slight lead. It's not that much work for Pugsy to just cancel out the lead and make this much more even of a game. Now, doesn't this look so much more even? It was just a stomp Sare. It was just however much damage that is, probably not that much. Stock leads mean so much more than damage leads, and right now Java's kind of trying to build up a damage lead off of the stock lead that he just lost, trying to get revenge for that fallen city. Java is just trying to make quick work of the stock. We have yellow, white versus orange, now red too. Pugsy is maybe starting to play a little bit more defensive. You can see running away and also trying to use some weapon throws, just trying to get away from Java. Java's ability to try to out-aggress Pugsy could be working, but it is still a very even game, and Pugsy has really just kind of been able to come back from whatever lead Java's been able to throw at him in any game that Java is able to build up. That delay recovery is going to put Java in a much better spot. Try to not get 3-0 stomped, but still, with such a hard-hitting character like Teros, that orange could quickly turn into KO color soon enough, and we could be seeing it with some dares and ground pounds coming out from Pugsy. Pugsy is starting to win a lot more of these clashes.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to see, but definitely Java's doing a lot better than the previous rounds going against Pugsy. And Pugsy's like, I'm not used to seeing this style or this play style in general. And then but right now Java's countering it severely hard.
Oh God.
Misses
Whoa.
it down like just barely, but oh my gosh, Pugsy with the 2-piece misses it. Trying to get the down signature. Java with the counter. And Java knew that was going to come out and got that Greticular down signature or signature knockout instead to make it go into round number 4. That was absolutely huge coming out there of Java. And I don't know, will we see a comeback from Java? We've seen it in the past, but will it happen? And right now, it looks like the players are just going ahead and figuring out their characters. Java's like, okay, do I stick with the Bodvar? Or do I swap to something else? But they do swap. I hope they stick with Sword, because Sword, they did extremely well with at the end of that round. But we'll definitely have to see.
I might argue a bit and say that it's actually the hammer where a lot of the damage buildup started to come through. Java just needs a quick second before he gets everything right back and ready. So Pugsy is still more than ready with that Taros, and Java is now more than ready with that level 100 Bodvar. Right now as Pugsy gets to ban out maps, also leave Small Mammoth Fortress, and Java agrees. So that is where we're spending the majority, if not the entirety, of this set. Java maybe just needed a quick second to kind of connect the dots, triple check the calculator, and make sure, like, okay, I did something right. I need to make sure that I can do that again, because it's all about the adjustment. You can watch the first 2 games and say, nah, Pugsy's gonna win, or you can watch the current games and say who is currently winning. And right now there's not that much of a damage lead, but it could turn to a stock lead. Java's just barely able to find his way back, so the damage lead does slightly sway in favor of Pugsy. Java hitting out some nairs, some sayers, that's able to cover the lead. Right now we have so much more of a close game, and this is actually looking great for Java. Compared to the huge stock leads that Pugsy was able to build up on top of Java before, the fact that this is so much more of an even game, and the fact he even has a tiny bit of a lead, this is looking so much better. But Pugsy is quite the man at reversing leads, so we're just going to see how well that goes. If Java is able to hold on to this for dear life, or if Pugsy is able to make magic work. That weapon throw, how the hell did that connect? That Nair, you don't got to ask any question about how that connected, but one thing I will ask is how the hell did that not KO? That sure does. Java is still at a much better spot right now. The fact that it's this even means that he's changed something huge, and this adjustment is something you love to see from players, especially at this caliber. Right now, Java is gonna make it far.
For sure. And I mean, Pugsy, if in your mindset, Pugsy is like, oh, I'm having a difficult time countering Java's sword and hammer. It's like, what can he change to really adapt to this? It's an adaptability challenge when it comes down to fighting opposing players. If you can adapt to their play styles, like adapt to their light attack signatures, movements, then you can go ahead and knock them out. But the game's all about adaptability and being consistent. And Java does get that neutral on the Pugsy. He gets ground pound knocked out there by Java. And Java is up by 1 entire stock right now. He might be able to go to game 5.
A game 5 is what Java desperately needs to try to make it a little bit farther in the tournament and secure just a few more dollars than what he already currently has secured. A very nicely placed Nair to wake up and interrupt that combo. Java recovers high above the weapon, and also a weapon throw of his own to try to push Pugsy into a more uncomfortable spot where Java's able to get a confirmed dare. Pugsy chasing with the recovery, but it ends up being the Sarah that takes Java down to last stock. A very small damage lead in Java's favor right now as we have white 1 versus orange 1. And now both characters are starting to enter orange. Pugsy starting to make some work happen with this axe and turn Java into that yellow color up there. Right now it's going to come all down to the next few hits, the next few engagements to determine whether or not we have a game 5. If Java lasts a little bit longer, if Pugsy is able to bring this home.
Yeah, for sure, and we'll definitely have to see what happens here. I mean, right now, Pugsy trying to get game number 3 into their name is very even, but they allow for Java to get that hammer. They get that neutral right there on Java. Java is able to touch the ledge, but might get knocked out by that dare, and
there it
Pugsy beats Java in this best out of 5 set. 3-1. What an amazing knockout coming out of Pugsy, and that's huge, chat. That's huge. Holy crap.
Just from the past 2 sets alone, from when we just got back from break, we've had 2 pretty surprising updates that I don't think anyone has been able to get. If you're betting bold and you're betting on the person who has less bets for them, if you're betting a little bold tonight, I bet you're eating good. Those channel points are probably worth a lot. I don't know. If you bet on Pugsy, I bet you're going to Burger and Lobster this weekend. But still, this is huge. Luna and Java out.